How do you practice doubles then?
We don't practice doubles.
But you're higher ranked than the women's doubles?
Yeah, for now, yes. That's what are you doing, clown on court? And I was thinking, okay, maybe people just doesn't like me. All the fans, I love you.
If the situation in Ukraine changes, will you then move back? Well, first of all, thank you so much for taking your time during the championship to talk with us. I just wanted to talk to you about how it's been coming up as a young Ukrainian player, playing now at the top level that we have in Europe, and also being part of the World Tour. And it also seemed like the last year your progression have been really big. How do you see the last year or two?
Okay, thank you so much for telling. It's really a pleasure to hear. Of course, it's really hard with our situation to travel to practice because, as you know, the situation is the same and nothing is changing. It's still terrible, and my family is fully in Ukraine, so all the communication is coming from there with them. Of course, I would tell that I'm already adapted to that, so my mental strength is also coming from there, and I need to be always focused on the practices, and I think we were doing pretty well just for the last years. Especially last year with my new coaches and with our team, we are doing pretty well. We are settling new goals, and I think we can do better and better.
Well, we're going to talk a bit about your future goals ahead, but if we just rewind instead and look back on how it was growing up in Ukraine playing badminton. I know it's not the biggest history you have in Ukraine with badminton. A lot of people playing football instead. How was it playing badminton as a young girl?
Actually, I started to play badminton because I was a musician. So I was in art schools.
Yeah.
And my teacher from the piano said that I don't look good in the scene. So because I was playing piano and I was pretty plumpy and short, she was telling, okay, it's impossible. We cannot do like this because you are not looking good for the judges. So they will not give you high ranks because you also need to look good because it's like competition still. And it's part of the art. So she sent me to the badminton section and I started to do badminton. And it was just the only section. Basically, it was like football, as you said, some really famous sports. But of course, for the girl, football, my parents said, no, you're like art girl, you're a culture girl, you need to go something like badminton. So I went to the badminton and my life has been changed suddenly.
So it was mainly focused on you getting in shape?
Yeah, exactly. And then I just understood that it's my game and like it's more than everything. I was feeling myself on courts and I could show myself and I was feeling really like in my place. So yeah, it just went like that.
Did you then just quit with the music? Or
no, of course I had finished my school and also finished musician school. But yeah, all my life became just badminton afterwards.
Yeah. And then, of course, you have a talent, no doubt about that. But because the history there is in Ukraine regarding badminton, how fast do you become one of the best in the country, or are there a lot of competition still?
Now, because of the war, of course, all the competition are not the same level like it was. But before, let's say, when it was my generation, like juniors, it was many players who could compete with me. And also, of course, when I started to progress, I wasn't the best, of course. We had 4 girls in my ex-club. And I was always last, so for me it was like always competition during all the practice, all the tournaments and all kind of stuff. I just wanted to become the best, to show that I can compete. And then of course it was growing into my character and some kind of stuff like shouting, impression, emotions. And yeah, that also built myself.
And then were you a part of the national team? And
no, in Ukraine we have this kind of, I cannot tell it's basically a problem, but let's say it can be also a problem because we didn't have like national team and we have a club system. So all the clubs were keeping players and they didn't want like to share to let them go to the national center. So only for last years, like before the war, it was national center with the Malaysian coach. He was like a national coach, but he was from Malaysia. And our technical director from Italy, Luca Crippa, and it was assistant coach, which is now my private coach, Gloria Pevanescu. And but I had no opportunity to go there because, as I said, because of this club systems, they were keeping me in the club, telling that it's okay if I stay in the club. And of course, like kid, let's say, in that age, I couldn't decide. But because of the war, yeah, life has changed, and I was able to go Thailand and Malaysia for the practice camps with the federation, with the help of federation, and then yeah, everything went another way.
But when you say it's club-based, does that mean that each club have, let's say, two top players, but you can't practice together because they're keeping it in the club, or so you don't get to...
It was like a culture. It's really strange. I can understand that you don't understand this. Now, me, like person who is living in Europe, let's say I'm living now in Italy with the coaches, I also don't understand why we were not doing these collaborations with the players, with the teams, because it's always good because everyone is playing differently and it's always good to have a different kind of experience. But in Ukraine it was like this. For instance, I'm from Kharkiv and we had like 4 girls, as I said, and we were practicing together, like also with the guys, but with our club. Then in other cities had some few also strong girls and guys, and they were practicing there. So it was just based on the cities. And then we were just coming like to championships and we were playing just like tournament. Only when we had team events like European championships, juniors of course, or some team events, then we could do some camps together, but also pretty rare.
But then now you're based in Italy?
Yeah.
And then your main practice is happening in Italy, or are you traveling around practicing everywhere, or?
No, mostly we are based in Italy. Only me and my partner and the coaches, of course. It's a bit hard, of course, to manage because we have no sparring. And yeah, we are just 2 of us. But we try to find some possibilities like to go somewhere to practice, but mostly we are staying there.
Okay, so when you're having that practice in Italy, then it's just the 2 of you, and how do you practice doubles then?
We don't practice doubles. That's the point, no? We almost never do doubles. We can do like few practices just for feeling, but mostly no.
That's amazing. That if we fast forward then to where we're at now at the European Championship,
We have our own style. That's our style.
How would you characterize that style?
I would say the style who nobody can understand.
You're not going for traditional women.
It's our tradition. It's our tradition. We don't practice doubles. We just go on the court and we play as we can, as we understand doubles. And barely we don't understand doubles, so for everyone is making confusion. So for us, it's absolutely perfect.
So you see yourself as a singles player who also plays doubles? Or?
Yeah, sure,
Yeah.
absolutely, 100%.
But you're higher ranked than the women's doubles?
Yeah, for now, yes.
Yes. Yeah. But then if we look into the future, how does that look? Is it singles that is your main focus or goal, or is it whatever comes?
No, of course the goal is singles, and we're doing just singles with the coaches and also with my partner. But it's always fun to go on court together, especially when we can manage and we have some nice, good matches against Asians or strong Europeans. Or it's just really nice when you go on court because I really like to play badminton. And when we go on court, we just enjoy. We don't put like high pressure, let's say. We just try to enjoy and play our best. If we can win, it's absolutely amazing. And we can show high results and we can show that Europeans are strong. If we cannot, yeah, it's fine.
Then your goals at this tournament, what are they? Are mainly focused on the singles still, or because you're second seed in women's doubles?
Of course, so we have goals, let's say goals. We're always going in each tournament to show 100%, 100%, and 10%. I mean, as much as we can, as much as possible. And then all the goals are coming up from that. Because my personal opinion is that everything will depend by the mental setup for the match, for the moment, and how you will react in that moment. Because everyone is strong and everyone can play in this level, at this level. So everything depends by the mind, I guess.
If we take a moment and go off court, then last month you received the award as Fan Player of the Year in Europe. How was that getting that award?
Actually, I was so surprised when I was even nominated because, I mean, as I'm so emotional on court and I have heard, some not nice comments, also I have received many text messages like that, what are you doing, clown on court? And I was thinking, okay, maybe people just doesn't like me. And I was just trying to be myself on court. I mean, not being like angry and aggressive, but okay, if I want to shout, just my emotions, I don't show it to the opponent. I mean, I was trying to, I mean, I was trying to be humble, and I really love all the fans I have. I mean, all the fans, I love you. Because I mean, I'm really impressed when people are coming like to do photos, to take signatures, when they are supporting you. For me, is a lot. I mean, I really love when people are doing like this. You need to come, you need to ask to talk if you want. It's really nice. So when I understood that I won the award, I was, for me, it was wow effect. I was really happy, really happy.
I'm really glad to hear that, and especially because also the nomination was totally done by fans, and then from the nominations, only fans voted. So it was a strictly award from only our fans. So I think a really nice gesture. I'm just glad that you liked it. I only 21 and still or already with a huge fan base. So.
For me, it really means a lot, and I hope that for each fan who is voted for me or who is watching me or something similar, I really can become a great example.
And then we talked a bit about your future, and then, but what's gonna happen after this tournament? Are you going back to Italy with the setup you have right now, or do you see yourself changing it up, getting the opportunity to spare with other players, or is there no really plan for that?
Okay. As you know, before we were in the pit again, the academy, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it. Thank you for all the girls who were with us, and for the Peter for amazing atmosphere and for opportunity to practice like that. But for now, after Europeans, we are going to come to Milan back for some practices, and then we will prepare some tournaments in Europe, Denmark Masters, and then I think we will have a long tour in Asia. So we will stay and base there for a couple of months.
And then have you talked or discussed about if the situation in Ukraine changes, will you then move back and start up in the federations there again?
Yeah, it's really hard topic for us, like for the players and the federation ministry, for everyone who is like, we are separated now. And of course, everyone wants us to come back, but it's really, really hard because there is no possibility to fly. It's really hard to go through the country. You need to take buses, trains, something. It's really hard, but everyone wants this to finish faster. And for now, I cannot answer you to this question, sorry. But they're always telling us like, you need to come back home. You need to come back home. You need to stay in Ukraine. And I cannot tell that, I would not prefer to stay in Ukraine, for instance. Now, when I'm already in Europe, okay, I feel a bit different, but still it's my home. So
exactly, and still nice to know that that they want you back, and of course, but
it's it's really hard.
Time is right.
Yeah, of course, they're looking forward to see us there, but it's really hard choices and moments now.
Of course. Well, I don't think I have anything else rather than I just wanted to say huge congratulations again on the award, and also all the best for the whole tournament here. I wish you.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I don't know where it will be posted, but put likes and follow us. I love you guys.